biggest fan zone in the world. Chelsea versus Manchester United. They're about to start their match. And it has been a lot of talking between the fans. Manchester fans and Chelsea fans. Let's go hear what the fans have to say. This is Premier Sports Fan Center.
There are two chances, just like you said. Aubameyang was clear to give him the ball and you could have scored. At least you could have given, even if you didn't score, at least give him the ball and have a chance to score. And you will always so selfish, you play the ball out, understand?
Being a Chelsea fan, I was just kind of optimistic that we'll win because we've had a very bad form this season.
Clash of the Titans between the two London rivals, Chelsea versus Arsenal. Already Man City has overtaken Arsenal on the lead of the table with 13 matches played. A win for Arsenal today, Arsenal will automatically overtake Manchester City. Let's go hear what the fans have to say. This is Premier Sports Fan Center. Welcome to another big day of football. This is the Premier Sports Fan Center and this is our live segment. Today is the big match all Nigerians and all Africans have been waiting for, and the match is already on. The Nigeria match versus Sierra Leone at Monrovia in Liberia. The match was supposed to be playing Sierra Leone, but because of some, we discussed that later, but because of some reasons, CAF denied Sierra Leone from hosting this match. But right here in Liberia, the match is on. Nigeria versus Sierra Leone, and this is the 20th minute and it's already 1-0. You know, the goal machine of Africa, Osimhen, have already hit one into the net. Well, I'm not here alone to discuss that. A lot of discussion today in the studio. I'm not alone. I'm with some analysts. You know them very well. They talk football like they talk about the day they were born. And right to my far left is Shege. His name is Shege anyway, but because of the way he Shege-lies football, we call him Shege. You are welcome to the studio.
Good afternoon, Solomon. Good afternoon, Yemi. And good afternoon to football lovers around the world. And good afternoon to every supporters of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. You know, it's always beautiful when we talk about the Super Eagles. It's been a long time we actually did commentary on Super Eagles. We've been more about the European League and the Under-20 World Cup and Under-17. But yeah, we have the main team of the Super Eagles, and good enough. We are one go ahead. And who else will get us that goal? Talking about Victor Osimhen, the talisman, the highest goal scorer in Italian Serie A, and he's bringing back to the Nigerian Super Eagles now. And that is one thing we are so happy about. That's where we want to see Victor Osimhen every time.
All right, and in my immediate left is Yemite. He denied his name. But I will not call the name. But you know, if you see him on the street of Lagos, just call him that name. And he will begin to understand that he has gone far. That he has gone far from Africa, even in the world, is known. I will not call the name. Yemite! You are welcome to this studio.
My name is actually Adeyemi. So, thank you for having me. It's so good to be back. Talking sports and with Shegu and our Afcon, the gaffer himself. So it's going to be an interesting edition. The fans will just sit back and relax. And it's going to be a mouth-watering show.
Right, it's going to be a mouth-watering show, but in case you don't know my name is Egbenenwe. Egbenenwe, that is my name. You can call me anytime. And a lot to talk about. The match is already on, and it is the 25th minute. It is Nigeria 1, Sierra Leone 0, and you can see the stadium, a 22,000 capacity stadium in Monrovia in Liberia. You know, the president of Liberia, George Weah, is one-time African Footballer of the Year, and no wonder you have a stadium like this. You have a stadium like this, though the stadium is not filled to capacity yet, but you can see fans trooping in. And when the Super Eagles landed in Liberia, you can see the massive support given to them by the Liberian fans. You know the impact Nigeria has made in Liberia. You know, they always remember Nigeria, and they see Nigeria as a big brother. And no wonder they want to support Nigeria. And you can see a lot of Nigerians in Liberia are out to support Nigeria. Well, Yemite, prior to this match, what were your thoughts? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, one thing: win, 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 and win. No other thing, no other excuses. Just go there and win. We are tired of drawing board. We don't want that drawing board to surface again in our football. So go and do your job on the pitch. Then you avoid the unnecessary calculations. And that's good. Since they head and they are already 1-0 up at this stage of the game, all we need to do is get the second goal and close shop.
Yeah, get the second goals and close shop. All right, Shagalu.
And that's a
chance for Nigeria.
missed a one-on-one.
Eze should be scoring that. Eze should be scoring that, and that sums up the season in Villarreal.
Terrible.
These are the kind of chances he should be taking. I expect him taking that chance. That was very close. That was an opening chance for him in that against the Sierra Leone.
You know, this kind of chances only come once in a while, and if you don't make use of it, it can bounce back to you. You know, and you can see Eze with his left foot, he missed that chance. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Where we are expecting more interesting football today. You can see the Nigeria, they are pressing Sierra Leone. They are in the midfield of Sierra Leone, in the 18 box of Sierra Leone, playing football. And you know, anything can happen when you play in the 18 box. Yemite, what were your thoughts prior to this match?
Yeah, like I said earlier, win, 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 and win. No time for lukewarmness. Just go there, do your job clinically, and bring home the 3 points so that we can stop all these calculations we usually have in our football qualification. When this country beat this country, this one can lose this one. No. Just go there, do your own job.
That is to put yourself in a tight corner. Or begin to do unnecessary maths. Unnecessary maths that don't have formula. That if this person is on a bit malicious.
Those are drawing board. This one, no. Go to the pitch, do your job on the pitch, and let your faith be in your hands.
And let your faith be in your hand. Let us look at the tactical formation of the both side. You can see Sierra Leone playing 4-4-2 formation and Nigeria playing 4-4-2 formation. Same formation. What do you think Jose Pesero is thinking, coming up with such a formula? Shagalu.
Well, I think I'm more about looking at the setup. Yeah, it might be 4-4-2 on the paper, but it's looking like a 4-3-3. The regular Nigerian formation. You have in the back four of Saidu, Omeru. You have in Bright on the right wing. And you have in the midfield of Joe Aribo,
Indeed.
Ndidi and Iwobi. My major problem is the midfield because you're looking at players like Aribo and Ndidi who haven't really played much for their club side this season. The midfield is actually lacking more of creativity. But it's a good formation. Yes, we are playing against another dog in Sierra Leone. It shouldn't be a problem for Nigeria, but you know the regular Super Eagles. Even another dog can look like a super dog in front of them. So it's a game I expect Nigeria should actually take. And good when we're getting that first goal. We've got the first goal in the 20th minute or above. And 29 minutes, we're still looking like the better team in this game, creating more chances than the Sierra Leone. So it promises to be a very good game for us.
Promises to be a very good game, but right now it's a free kick against Nigeria, close to the 18 balls, and Sierra Leone quickly take it, but it was blocked there. A block from the defense of Nigeria. That is a good one. So, Yamite, can you quickly talk about the tactical formation? We have 4-4-2 here also for Sierra Leone. What do you think the match is going to look like with this kind of formation?
Yeah, it will look most likely tacky. You know, when you play the same kind of formation, you tend to, it now gets to your approach of the game. Sometimes when you play 4-4-2, 4-4-2 is more of a traditional way of playing football, whereby you use the wings. It's not the type of formation whereby right we switch to left and all. Just go straight down, direct football, cross the ball in, and then before you know it, the goal can come through. But it will be very tacky because they have players in almost the same positions. And so when they play like that, you just expect a keenly contested match. And but now it will now go down to per man quality for quality. So, and based on what we know on paper, if they actually bring their A game, because we know Super Eagles players to be off and on sometimes, they don't bring their A game all the time. So if they bring their A game, we have enough quality better than that over the Sierra Leone. So that's if they can reach their game.
That if they can reach their game prior to this match, Nigeria versus Sierra Leone, it has always been a tough match. But if you look at the 5 head-to-head matches played, Nigeria has won Sierra Leone twice. They drew one, and Sierra Leone won Nigeria. But the most talking one was one of the greatest comeback made against the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and that is Sierra Leone. That is the match in the Samuel Egbomudia Stadium in Benin, when Nigeria gave Sierra Leone 4-0 in the first half, and Sierra Leone equalized that match 4-4. That was the greatest talking. How do you feel at that particular moment?
Oh, that's what we were saying about the Super Eagles. That when it's all about when they bring their A game, because at times when you expect them to actually whitewash the opponent, they actually disappoint. And like you said, we're at a point 4-0 up in that game. And we finally had to play. We had to settle for 4-4 draw. That shows how undecisive or how much they don't take the game to the cleanse. I'm talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But here today, I'm not expecting such fate to actually happen. We know how good these players are. Nigeria Super Eagles, the whole squad that we're having in this game is worth over £300 million. That says a lot about the Galacticos we actually have on board in this game. Well, but it's about taking your chances. If we saw Chukwueze lose a very clear chance there, a chance he should be scoring, a chance I would have expected him to score if he was playing for Villarreal. We've not really seen him scoring those type of chances, more goals when playing for Nigeria. But that is not an excuse to come into this game. Like I rightly said, I don't expect us drawing this game. We know what is at stake. Yeah. The Afcon is at stake. We don't want to miss another. We don't want to miss the Afcon. The last Afcon we went to was a disappointing one for us. We didn't get to where we expected Nigeria to get to. So we are looking forward to going to Cote d'Ivoire to actually compete for the trophy. So it shouldn't be a problem in this game. I expect Nigeria to actually take this game.
Yeah, the last Afcon we went to, it was a disappointing one according to Shagelu. You know, after Nigeria played beautifully in the group stage, you know, they almost won all the matches. Even they defeated Egypt. Yeah. Egypt being the biggest African side that have won the Afcon more than every other country. Oh, and another goal for Super Eagles. That is a beautiful one. Nigeria has made it 2. Nigeria have made it 2. Let's quickly see what happened there. The goal, the second goal was. Let's look at it. Okay, the second goal was scored. Okay, the name.
32nd minute.
At the 32nd minute, the first goal was scored in the 19th minute, and the second goal was scored in the 32nd minute. The name of the scorer yet to be seen because there is a clash there. There was a clash there. But as we were talking, the Nigeria had a very beautiful an Afcon performance in the last season in the group stage when we saw Eguavon came in. We were all shouting, "Nigeria has arrived! Nigeria has arrived!"
We are not all shouting Nigeria has arrived.
I was shouting Nigeria has arrived because I saw the first match.
That's what you should say.
I saw the first match. They defeated. They defeated Egypt and they defeated the rest. They won all the group stage matches. But when it came to the knockout stage, they just went out like that. So disappointing.
Yes, it's an example that you can be first class in your class and not still progress in life. So
don't start.
you top your group, you get to the second round, and you lose scandalously, like in a very, very, very terrible manner.
Scandalous way. That was the day where Iwobi got a red card.
You know the funny.
The second goal was scored by Osimhen, the African goal machine. Now he has made his goal. 7 goal of the qualifying stage. 7 goal of the qualifying stage right now that he has gone past Sadio Mane, who had 5 goals. They were in the same position before 5 goals, but right now with these 2 goals, he has gone past Sadio Mane. What a way to!
We know if everything is a problem for Osimhen, it's not scoring. Scoring goals is not a problem for him. He's in that form of his life in this season. We saw it. That's why.
The referee has cancelled that one.
That would have been Chukwueze goal in this game.
That would have been another goal for Nigeria through Chukwueze.
It's showing how much we're dominating this game. We're creating the chances. Even though the pitch is not really in the best condition, we can see the ball bouncing. It's an artificial pitch, so not really the best of stadium to play the game. But we're seeing the boys. They are showing that dedication and that zeal and passion to play this game. Osimhen has really been in the light. He has been the light of this team, of this game. Scoring 2 goals is actually a big one in this type of stadium. So many things to actually look up to in this game. The defense is actually playing very good. It's so tight at the defense, and you can see the hold-up play from Osimhen. He has actually been very good in this game. Tight game for Nigeria. We're actually showing ourselves that yes, Sierra Leone are actually not our class when it comes to football.
Not our class when it comes to football. 2-0, but remember we had 4-0 and they came and they equalized. Is it not going to happen again?
That's not going to happen in this game. It's
not going to happen in this game. And remember in that game too, Osimhen scored the brace. Osimhen scored twice, and he scored once, did 2 assists. In that game.
And right, that's not going to happen in this game. No, that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Okay, since you say it's not going to happen, the match is still on.
It might not happen.
It might.
So that you don't sell of us right there. You sell good as but all this might. Because with Super Eagles, anything can happen.
Looking at this game, I'm so much interested.
Okay, let's quickly look at the starting lineup of both sides and see.
That first leg, sorry to interrupt. First half was sweet. They came second half, was as if they bathed with another water.
And in fact, when they started scoring there, it's not like there was substitution. There was no more substitution. It was
they didn't score one in first half. It was 4-0 first half.
There's some goals that will give you that inspiration. When you are losing 4-0 and you got 2 quick goals, you feel like yes, we can get one more.
But wait, how did Nigeria break easily? And they started shipping in goals.
Okay, it's looking like we might even be going 3-0 up in this first half.
Another chance for Nigeria. You can see the pass there through Moses, beating from the left side, and the Sierra Leonean did justice to that. The defense of the Sierra Leone quickly came out, and they did justice to that by stopping Moses Simon.
This stadium turf is one of the stadium turfs I actually do call potato pitch. Because you can see the way it's all
Adebin is doing this season. The clubs will be worried because players can easily get injured on this kind of pitch.
Yeah, players can. Rivers United actually played there this season.
All right, let's quickly look at the lineup of both sides. For the Sierra Leoneans, we have their goalkeeper, Sese, that is the goalkeeper, and we have Torre Abubakar Sumora. We have Karbo, Somadia, Bundu, Bumbuya, Fofuna, not the Chelsea Fofuna, and we have Williams, Berry, and Koroma. Then their coach, him, John Kester, that is the coach of the Sierra Leone side.
Yes.
So how do you see the lineup? What a save. Another pressure by Moses Simon.
He should be scoring that.
From the left side of the field, but the goalkeeper was there.
He has no excuse of losing that.
Can you see
Can look at the number of chances we're actually missing this first half. These are glaring chances Nigeria should be taking.
You know, the issue now is when Nigeria starts losing chances, you need to be worried. Because you have to think about it from the history of Nigeria as a national team. When Nigeria starts creating chances and losing them, that means the players are playing at their peak and they have this of burning out, like gassing out as early as possible. So we can witness a terrible towards the end part of this game. Very possible. But I just hope this is not the same Super Eagles we used to lament about, honestly. Honestly, because we are tired of opening.
No, I don't say in lamentation.
A cross, they're gonna quickly taken there, and a header, and you can see a protest for penalty there with the referee award that penalty.
I don't think there's VAR, so if you didn't blow it once.
Oh, bros, can you see the height of the goalkeeper? Sisse, it looks like 7 inches, 7 feet tall. You know, very tall, close to the goal pole. It's like if he just raise his hand up, he will be able to touch
but that hasn't been an advantage for him. He has considered 2 goals already, so the height is not an advantage for him. Right?
It's not by height.
Yeah.
All right, let's quickly look at the line-up of Nigeria. For Nigeria, we are having Adeleye Adebayo.
That's the chance for
A chance! 2-1!
I think Omeru should be actually be at fault for that. He should have bodied that guy. He should have seen that.
A goal against Nigeria.
The game is actually turning up. It's actually getting more interesting now. And that is one of the reasons why we say about the missed goals chances when Nigeria has been missing. You're seeing a team right here, the underdogs are actually taking their chance. This is actually their first chance in this game. And it amounted to their first goal in this game. So our defense line should actually be cautious of making this kind of silly errors. I'll call it a silly cool error there. That shouldn't be happening from Omeru, who is a professional. He's not playing for the Super Eagles for the first time, so he shouldn't be making such error.
All right, should be making such error. It's like we have a caller on the line. We have a caller on the line. Hello.
Yeah.
All right, how do you do today? This is Premier Sport Fan Center. Hello.
Do you speak English? Do you speak English?
Yes, it's English. I'm speaking English. All right.
Do you speak Remo?
All right, no. This is Premier Sport Fan Center. Premier Sport Fan Center. All right, it's like you don't understand what he's saying. All right, let's quickly look at the lineup of Nigeria before Adeleye Adebayo, Osai Samuel, Ajayi. We have Moriwo, Zaidu, Chukwueze, Aribo, Ndidi, Moses Simon, Uwobi, Alex, then Victor Osimhen, the man from Napoli. That is the Nigerian lineup. How do you see the lineup?
It's a fantastic lineup on paper. Because whenever we're talking about Nigeria, we have to always put it on paper. These are fantastic players. So starting from the goalkeeper Adebayo, he has actually waited a lot to get this opportunity, and finally he's getting his first start for Nigeria. And he hasn't really.
Hello, it's like we're having a call. Hello.
Hello, please. I'm watching your system from Germany.
Okay.
Hamburg. We are just hearing the people talking. We want to watch the football, please.
Okay.
Only the football.
No.
Football.
You want to watch the football?
Hello?
All right. For now,
Yeah.
just listen. For now, listen to us as we talk. You will get all the updates. You will get all the information
You to
needed.
summarize.
Yeah. You just summarize. Yeah.
Please let me tell you. Hello.
All right. Just watch along with us. Watch along with us, and that is what we can give for now.
My liver man.
All right.
We actually need to clarify that we can't actually show the match to the viewers on YouTube. They should understand that.
All right.
We can't air the match. We can't show you the screens of the match on YouTube.
All right. All right. So we are talking about. You see the lineup. We are talking about the lineup, right?
So to clarify that, we can't actually bring the match live on the and due to some
privacy and copyright issues. So you don't expect us to actually bring the game. We are doing our very best to actually analyze and give you commentaries of the game. Yeah. That is the best we can give to you guys.
For now, yeah.
So you just have to bear with that.
Right. We just bear with that. That is what we can give for now. We give the live commentary, we give updates, we also analyze, and just watch us, just listen to us, and it will look as if we were present at the stadium. Because you get all the needed information, both the one the television can provide. We'll give you all the necessary information you need right here in the Premier Sport Fan Center. That is what we do, and that is what we know how to do very well. So we were talking about the lineup. You were saying.
Yeah, talking about lineup. Adebayo has actually been a very good, he had a very good season. Talking about the 2022-23 season with Apoel Jerusalem in Israel. He has been knocking on the doors of the Super Eagles, and here he's getting his debut for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. By looking at the defense, we have regular faces talking about Osai, the Fenerbahce player, playing as right back. Then we have Semi Ajayi of West Brom, Omeru, and Saidu, who had a fantastic season with FC Porto. He won the league with he won the cup with Porto just this last season. Like I said in the beginning, my major problem is in the midfield because we're having Ndidi, Aribo, and Iwobi. Yes, Iwobi was the best player for for Everton last season, but the same can be said about Ndidi, who actually, he had to.
In fact, Iwobi is playing up front.
Yes, playing up front. He has to be the up front player here because last season you have to look at Ndidi. He battled so much injuries. He wasn't really that Ndidi. We've always known with that's a chance for Nigeria.
Another chance for Nigeria. Moses Simon has woman to beat, but he went back and across. Who is there to know the ball? Oh, what a balloon! A ballistic shot, and it was Ndidi who blast the shot over.
That's the person I've been talking about. He didn't really play much for Leicester last season. He suffered so many injury issues, and hopefully he won't be staying with Leicester next season. Let's see if a top flight club will be getting him in the EPL coming forward next season. And the same thing about Aribo. Joe Aribo didn't really play much for Southampton, though we expected much from him at Southampton, but we didn't really see him play much for Southampton. So, how much match fitness is he having to be playing this game? Is left to be seen in this game. Up front, we have Osimhen, Simon, and Chukwueze. Fantastic trio up front. The two wingers are actually very good with their foot. They have good footwork, like we've always known of Chukwueze in La Liga. This one that was named the African best player in La Liga, and Osimhen was the highest scorer in the Napoli league winning team. So it's actually a very good starting 11 on the paper, and I'm actually looking forward to see players like Nwachukwu and Duru come up in the second half and do so many things, especially Divine Nwachukwu of Insurance of Benin. That's a fantastic midfield I want to see come up in the second half of this game.
All right, the first half have come to an end. It is Nigeria who is leading 2-1. 2-1. The goals were scored by Victor Osimhen in the 19th minute, and in 32nd minute, and just close to the end of the first half, the Sierra Leone put one, and it is 2-1 in favor of Nigeria. All right, that's the end of the first half, and you can see the players walking down, roaming down to the dressing room. Probably they're going to have a talk.
All right, should get to have a talk.
All right. So let's quickly, this second half, can you quickly talk about the managers? The managers of the both sides, Jose Peseiro and John Kester.
The performance on this game, during this game, because if you talk about the performance in this game, there's nothing special really. I've not really seen anything special about coaching. Just players trying to show their quality. Playing 4-4-2, I can't really see that technical input that much. So for them, it's just, for now, the game is balanced, so we can't really say much and just give them an average each.
Average each. Apart from this very particular match, I want you to talk about their performance when it comes to African level and how far they have gone, whose experience, With the level of the experience, what do you know? Anything you know about them? Can tell us.
And John Keister, the Sierra Leonean manager, was a former Sierra Leone player.
Yeah,
he was born in England. He was born abroad. So he's one of their legends, handling their team. And he played for a couple of teams. He actually, I think he retired 2009, 2010 or thereabout. He retired from playing. And join up, you know, how best can you appoint a manager than one of your own, that your blood is running through their veins? Well, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. In this qualifier so far, they've not been that bad. I think they have 7 points, which is not that bad, but I think this...
Sierra Leone?
Yes.
Right, they have five points.
5 points.
They're currently third in the group.
And they are currently third. I don't see them going for the Nations Cup.
But it is possible if they win this match right now. Let's do the mathematics.
If they beat
Yes,
Nigeria,
if they win this match right now, they will go to 8 points. Nigeria remain in 9 points. They still have 1 match. They've not beaten Mauritius.
Guinea-Bissau. That will be their last game.
That will be their last game. If they beat them, definitely they will qualify.
Yeah, you know, Case,
that is mathematics.
this is like the.
But let's talk about the football
This is practically the first managerial assignment. So now, when you look at it that way, you need time to grow into the management. Even the best of the best, he have 1 season to try. Guardiola had a Barca B first before he could come and do wonders with main Barcelona team. So I still think there's still time, but I don't see them going to the Nations Cup that is coming up in Côte d'Ivoire next year. And on Jose Peseiro, is a Portuguese coach. He's actually 63 years old. I think him and Nigeria should be the same age.
And nothing really special to talk about in his
And
career.
nothing special, apart from the fact that he was once a Sporting Lisbon coach, assistant coach at Real Madrid, and coached through a lot of teams, mostly 1 season, failing successfully, and kept sacking him. If you check his records well, he has been failing one year. After 1 year of service, they sack him. 1 year. That's not a good CV. That means there's no longevity. Yeah, in his coaching career. That means once they see that it's like this is one thing, let's quickly end it. Now, what did Shegun say earlier? He said you'll be thinking of getting a better coach. You understand? So I think, especially Venezuela, the last team he coached, he failed successfully. In fact, he failed terribly.
But in Nigeria, how is it fair? How is it fair?
There's nothing special.
With the squad since he came in.
Nothing special. No playing pattern, no direction.
There's nothing to justify that he's actually earning as much as $70,000 every month. Nothing to justify that. He's not really the coach.
Though we know some things that we can't talk on here.
We don't know anything.
But no, I'm not specifically saying on that issue alone, but we shall know something.
Justifying. There are so many better coaches out there that we can get and pay that much money for. So there's nothing special about Jose Peseiro. I'm not actually expecting much from going to the Afcon. So he's just there as a coach. Just there for me.
Just there for you. All right. That's a very good one from your mind. Mr. Yemi, can you briefly, before the second half starts, can you briefly just give us how this both team came to this stage? You know, how they've played in the group stage for the qualifier of the Afcon. You know, Ashege.
Well, talking about Nigeria, this is our 5th game in the group, and we've won 3. We've actually played 0 draw and lost just 1 game. We've actually been good on the scoring front. Talking about we've scored 13 goals and conceded just 3 goals in this. No, we've actually scored 15 goals right now and conceded just 3 in this competition. We are currently second with 9 points, and with the game at hand now, we are actually having 12 points. That takes us to the top of the group, ahead of Guinea-Bissau, who will be on 2nd position right now. Sierra Leone are currently 3rd in the group. They've actually played 5 games. They've won just 1. They've drawn 2, and they're actually losing 2 right now. If we are putting this game into perspective, they've scored 8 goals and they've conceded 8 goals. That is them being on 0 goal difference, and they're actually on 5 points. So it says a lot about the Nigerian team. We lost just that 1 game, unfortunately, but we are where we are today. And we are looking so good, and in the driving seat to actually make it to the 2024 Afcon in Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
So not really much about the two teams. Just Nigeria just trying to get this goal so we can cement our place going into the Afcon competition.
All right. Right now, that's so far so good for Nigeria, because right now as it stands, the top of the group and the possibility of Nigeria going into the Afcon, to the African Nations Cup, it is getting certain because they stand top on the table. But in recent past, we've seen Nigeria not qualifying for the African Nations Cup. I think in 3 occasions I've seen them miss the Nations Cup, and it was so painful to me. And I said, what kind of, Nigeria? We know Nigeria as one of the giants of Africa, and I've seen them like 3 times if not go for the Nations Cup. So with this one at the top right now, I think it's a good one for Nigeria.
Good one, but not so reliable, I was just talking about when they were missing chances, should be worried, and they hit us 1 goal. It is not okay science. The truth no say we will not talk.
But what they need now is a draw to qualify, right?
How can Nigeria be qualifying with second?
We can't be talking about Nigeria.
Okay, where is that giant that you are talking about? When you are thinking of...
No, that is not the way we talk about Nigeria. We should be getting a win in this game. That is it.
When you talk about giant, giant means what? Big. You can be a big man, a big fool. You can be a big man with senses.
No. See, when you talk about a giant, we are not talking about either excellent giant or mugulistic giant, if you permit me to use that word. It is all about, when you first tell somebody giant, what will come to their mind is what? One of the
biggest,
one of the biggest countries, exactly. So when you are expecting a big team to qualify via second spot, that's terrible.
Oh, all right, that's a good one. All right, let's quickly talk about Sierra Leone. We're supposed to host this very match against Nigeria in Sierra Leone, but this match, the FIFA denied Sierra Leone the hosting rights because of some reasons. Because of some reasons, in fact, Sierra Leone already had a new stadium, 6,000 capacity stadium, that they were supposed to host this very particular match. But let's quickly answer this. There is a call on the line right now. Hello? Hello? Good evening. This is Premier Sport Fan Center. What is your name and where are you calling from? All right, David Joseph calling from Mina. How do you do? Okay, the man from Warri Wolf. Okay, oh, that's nice. So how do you do today?
Fine, we are doing well.
All right, I hope you are watching the match, Nigeria versus Sierra Leone.
Yeah, well, I just watched a few minutes. I was busy, just running to watch the match, to catch up with the match.
All right, the match right now, it is the end of first half, and it is Nigeria who is really leading Sierra Leone by 2-1. The 2 goals were scored by Victor Osimhen, the African goal machine. And it is the first half. What do you have to say about that?
Well, it's a good one, and the Sienna is what you call Liberia, the heart of many Nigerians.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll be afraid because of what happened in 2020. After leading 4-0, they miraculously came back 4-4. So now we are winning really good, but I think we have to just try and see this game off.
Yeah.
And I believe with the squad we have, I believe we are going to come through.
Yeah. Of course, we can't say it is over until it is over. And I remember that very particular match. It is this same referee, John Kester of Sudan, that blew that match between Nigeria versus Sierra Leone, that Nigeria gave them 4-0 and they recognized that match. And right here is the same man who is blowing in Monrovia in Liberia. So it is like a similar situation right now. Do you think I'm right?
Yeah. So, hello.
Hello, I can hear you, Mr. David.
We hope to come out. We hope to come out on top at the end of the match. I think the draw will see us through because right now we are second on the log. So it's a draw. Liberia will have no chance any longer. So the least we can get after this match is at least second place.
Okay. Are you happy with what you are seeing? Are you happy with the way Nigeria is playing right now?
Well, the few minutes I watched, I think they are doing well. We thank God. And with the majority in the squad, I think we are going to win this match.
Okay, as a footballer and as a footballer, which of the Nigerian players can you mention two players to watch out for in this very particular match? 2 to 3 players, yeah.
Well, it has to be Osimhen first. It has to be Osimhen.
Okay.
It has to be Osimhen, and of course Moses Simon. Moses Simon is very freaky. I think they should watch out for him too. They should watch out for him. I think that guy, the Super Eagles jersey, is doing fantastically well.
Okay. So what is your prediction for the match today?
Yes, Nigeria to win 4 goals. 4 goals to 2.
4 goals to 2. Okay, not 4 for this time around.
Okay, I have a question for you.
All right. Shegu is having a question for you. All right.
You play for Wolves, and I'm sure you will have played against a certain divine Nwachuku of what's it called
Bender Insurance.
Insurance of Bender Insurance of Benin. That's the insurance, the Bender Gunners of Nigeria. So how much can you say about Divine Nwachuku, the Bender Insurance player?
All right. What he's saying, the question is asking right now. Are you hearing me, Mr. David?
Yes,
can you hear me? The question is asking you now. He said, "Thank God you have played for the Nigerian side, and probably you must have encountered Divine Nwachuku of Bender Insurance." They say, how much can you tell of him?
Well, I just played against Divine last 2 weeks. For Wolves versus Bender Insurance in the FA Cup semi-final in Mobola Johnson Arena in Lagos.
Right.
I think that boy is very, very good. I played against him just last 2 weeks.
You play against him just like 2 weeks. Yeah, what do you have to say about him?
Yes, he's very good tactically and technically. I think we should just try in the second half to give him a chance to prove his worth.
All right, do you think he really deserves the call up to the Super Eagles?
Of course, yes. He deserves it, and that is what we want to see. We want to see the coaches invite homegrown talent, and it will give a lot of people hope and chance to showcase their God-given talent. I think what the coach did is very good. It's very good. This is just the first step. I think in the second half, maybe in the last 2 minutes, they should give him chance, and I think that boy is good and he can perform.
All right, that is nice. All right, Mr. David, thanks for calling in. Always call in the Premier Sport Fund Center. If you want to call in, our numbers in front of the screen in our YouTube page. You can call in, and you can send messages also. Tell your friends to tell their friends to always call in to Premier Sport Fund Center, and they can also chat with us in our YouTube live chats. So, Mr. David, thanks for calling.
You're welcome.
All right. You've had him. He said Divine Nwachuku is a very.
That's why I asked the question, because I remember Warri was playing against Bender Insurance in the semi-final of the Nigerian FA Cup, Aito FA Cup. So I was very sure he would have played against him in the semi-final. That's a fantastic player. We saw him at the Super 8. It was where he ended up as being the highest scorer. So he's a fantastic player. I actually want to see in the second half coming to make his debut for Nigeria. Just 20 years old, but that's a fantastic midfielder.
All right, fantastic midfielder. All right, like I was saying before, this match was moved from Sierra Leone, from Bold to Monrovia, Liberia, and the CAF president and the CAF officials, they said it was because of poor hotel facility.
Yeah, hotel facility is one of the things, but you have to remember that the Sierra National Stadium, that's Sierra Leone National Stadium, was actually one of the 24 stadiums that was banned by CAF last season, last year, that it didn't meet requirements. Yes, our very own Testing Balogun too was one of the 24 stadiums. So they didn't really meet the requirement for this for the CAF competition. That's why we're actually playing the game here in Monrovia.
Yeah.
Sao Tome also didn't meet up the requirement. That's why they took the home game to, I think, Algeria last year when we played against Sao Tome. So it's much about that. Of recent, we saw the Nigerian stadium, also Abuja Stadium, also being flagged down by CAF for the qualifiers. We can't actually play qualifiers on that stadium because of the turf. So it's one of the requirements that they actually fail. And talking about that 6,000 capacity, I don't think it's a big stadium. Even this Moldova stadium we're playing, it's not looking that big for this caliber of match. So it has to do with the present state of the stadium. That's why Nigeria is not actually, Sierra Leone are actually not hosting any of their home games in these qualifiers.
All right. And if you look at the stadium now, it's not filled to the brim. You can see spaces.
It's a neutral pitch, and we still have a sizable number of fans.
Yeah, well, if you compare to other qualifiers played, you see this stadium is one of the most filled stadium. You can see. I'm very sure this must be Nigerians and some Liberians who are in love with Nigeria. That was why they came out, because you can see the friendship and the relationship between Nigeria and Liberia is on the high side, and I'm very sure it is a plus. It is a plus. It is a plus for the Nigerian side. It is a plus for the Nigerian side, and we have to give it to them. And that's a beautiful one. That's a beautiful one. All right, the second half have just started, and you can see the Sierra Leoneans attacking Nigerian from the right side, and you can see everybody waiting to see another spectacular play from both sides. So this second half, Mr. Yamite, if you are the manager, if you are Peseru, what will you be advising Nigerians to do?
I just think you should tweak things a bit. And if I'm going to look at it, it should be more pragmatic. Since you are leading 2-1, try not to concede and try to hit on the counter. That will be the best game plan. And maybe that with that, because you concede any goal from now, the pressure will switch to be on Nigeria than Sierra Leone. So just be pragmatic, defend well, and look for your movement and hit where it hurts the most.
All right, we've not really seen much of the players brought from the MPFL, the Nigerian Professional League. We've not really seen much of them. The only person we are seeing right now is the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper, and he has considered so far old. So far,
he plays in Israel, so he's not playing in Nigerian Premier.
Okay, if we play from Jerusalem.
None of them is actually starting in this game.
None of them started.
I expect one or two to come in the second half. Bad goalkeepers, because we have two goalkeepers from the NPFS, Sochima and Ojuola Onleke. So I'm not expecting any of the two to make it into this game. But I'm actually on spectacle about Divine Wanchuku and Duru. I expect one of them to actually come into this game to mark their debut for Nigeria. But if the game is going like this, I don't expect, I won't, if I'm in Pasero's shoes, I don't think I'll be making that substitution, because it's still looking like a dicey game. 2 goals to 1 is still very close. It's a game that it can spring to anybody's side at any time of the game. So it depends on if Nigeria is getting more goals. If we're going like 4-1 before 68 minutes, then we might be seeing one of those substitutions coming into this game. You want to keep it safe.
Across for Nigeria, you can see
you want to keep it safe.
All right, you want to keep it safe. Okay, the goalkeeper is from he plays from Opoel, Jerusalem, and so far, I think this is not the first time he's playing for Nigeria.
This is first time.
This is first time. And can you just analyze that goal and with the goalkeeper? Because sometimes you don't blame goalkeepers when the defender flopped. Can you just analyze that goal?
I can't really fault him for that goal. It was a one-on-one situation. There's nothing much he could have done. But we've seen his distribution, and he has really looked fantastic with his distribution. Except for that goal, we've not really seen much threat from the Sierra Leonean strikers or midfielder. They've not really tested him. But he's actually a fantastic goalkeeper, no doubt. If you follow his games at Apoel Jerusalem, he has actually been one goalkeeper that he has that promising to be a fantastic one between the stick. And don't forget, Nigeria, we've tried Okoye, we've tried what's it called, the Apoel Nicosia goalkeeper. If I can remember his name, I've forgotten. Who used to be our first choice goalkeeper. He's not playing. He's not even in the squad right now. So he's actually looking very good. He has been looking promising in this game. Reminds me of the Onana of what's it called, of Inter Milan, with the way he distributes his game, his ball. You can see that confidence in him. He's so much confident in himself, and he has marshaled his defense very well. Good call-up, good calling, with his good communication with his defenders. So nothing really to fault the goalkeeper about in the first half and coming into the second half.
All right, nothing really to fault the goalkeeper. That goal was not his fault, and you can see the defense flopped, and that goal went into the net of Nigeria. All right, let's quickly talk about the officiating, because those days, when it comes to officiating in Africa, there's a lot of complaints. Up to the extent you see fans rushing to the pitch to beat referees, and others. So far, so good. Can you briefly tell us how far the referee has gone? There's a Mahmoud Ali, the referee from Sudan, and what he has blown so far. And can you just, as you talk about him, also tell us about the situation of refereeing in Africa?
Generally, when you look at officiating, really, the officiating of this match has not been bad. There's no access to VAR, and the pitch too is not in the best condition, but not bad. This game so far has been okay, but we've had terrible news about officiating, especially in Afcon qualifier and World Cup qualifiers. In fact, there was a particular one that I think was replayed or thereabout, or I think so, that the referee was actually banned for a couple of years. So officiating in African football has a whole lot of growing to do, like a whole lot of work, investment in human capacity. So it's not bad, it's above average, but it's nowhere near what we have in European countries, mainly because of the facilities available to them. So an European qualifier, you can have access to VAR, have access to good pitches, you have access to, what around you will work for you. You get what I'm saying, positioning and all. So there's still a long way to go. But it's not bad, the journey so far, but there's still a whole long way to go in officiating.
Well, still a long way to go.
Well, there might be a long way to go, but when you look at Mahmoud Ismail, he's one of the top-rated referees in Africa. We saw him against when Al Ali actually played Wired in the quarterfinal of the CAF Champions League. He has actually been there. He has been coached. He has been refereeing for a long time in African competition, and he hasn't really looked bad. Yes, we might have some bad referees, but when it comes to Afcon and when it comes to going to the World Cup, we've actually have fantastic African referees. You have to talk about people like Bakari Gazamba from Gambia. That's a fantastic referee who has refed at the FIFA World Cup and refed at the FIFA World Club Cup. You look at referees like Mustafa Gaboy from Algeria, and of recent we have the Victor Gomez from South Africa. That's another fantastic referee. And the female Salima Radia Mukasanga, the female from Rwanda, who actually refed at the FIFA World Cup also. So out of yes, we might have some bad eggs, but we actually have some fantastic referees who are actually taking the African name onto the world stage and creating good names for us.
This thing is not that there are none, but what is the percentage?
Yeah,
when you bring it in, when you evaluate it and put it in a percentage, can you rightly say the percentage of refereeing in Africa is over 70% good?
When it comes to nation football team games, yes, CAF will come with the very best of African referees. Same can be said when it comes to African football leagues. That's where the issue is. How many times do you say we hardly see fans beating referees when it comes to national games in Africa? It happens within the leagues. That is where we have that issue. But when it comes to
that one is security. It's not part of officiating.
It's not part of officiating.
Officiating is not the beating.
I'm coming. When it comes to national team, national games, it's not CAF recognized referees. We're having FIFA recognized referees in this competition. So there's always that evaluation of the referees after games. That's why we hardly see Nigerian referees make it to these competitions. Well, was the last time we have a Nigerian central referee refereeing a game of even within Africa, even within CAF Champions League, we hardly have Nigerian referees. But we have good caliber of referees. It's not like Africa not being able to produce about 10 to 12 referees to take charges of games.
No, the thing is not about, even we can produce 20.
Yes.
But when you say 20 out of 100, 20 is good, that's not a pass mark. Now what I'm saying is, it's not bad, but it's nowhere near where we should be. In the context of the conversation, when you look at it, now you are mentioning, guys, we have I think this last FIFA World Cup, we had, I think,
we had about 5. What about 5 at the last? At the
Three.
last
We
World
don't
Cup?
have up to 5. I think it's about 3 or
Gazzama
4.
was at the World Cup.
The lady from
Salima was at the World Cup.
Yeah.
Victor Gomez was at the World Cup.
No. Out of Victor Gomez, you've mentioned
Yes,
3.
Victor
No, you
Gomez,
said
that's
5.
three. We have about
I
5.
said 3 to 4, not up to 5.
So if we have
because
four,
I followed the news of the referee.
It's a good number. It's a good number. Coming from where? No, coming from where we're coming
Now,
from.
wait.
When was the last time we had about 3 to 4 referees at the World Cup?
Listen. It's like you're not getting my point. We are actually saying the same thing. Now, do you think 3 number or 4 numbers of referees that many of them were just assistant referee during the matches? Many of them. Listen,
Victor Gomez was a match ref.
I said many. I didn't say all.
Gazamba was a match. Gazama was
Now,
a match ref.
how many matches did African
It's not
referees?
about how many referees.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Allocation.
Listen,
There's allocation.
listen to what I'm saying.
I
You are allocated.
want to say
Wait,
that.
you are allocated games
No, I want to say that.
based on your performances. And listen,
Taylor from England could ref how many games at the World Cup?
listen. It's not about Taylor alone. We
Taylor
are talking
ref
about
how many
European referees now.
Taylor ref how
You
many
don't
games?
mention
No.
one.
There's something I don't
You don't
really,
mention
there's something
one.
I don't really like is when we just look at Africa and just bring us back like
We are not bringing us
not
back.
doing us
We
right.
need to say the
There's
truth.
allocation. There's allocation.
See, there
we are
is-
going to the
see,
World Cup.
listen.
Africa goes to the World Cup with 5 matches.
Listen,
I'm coming.
there is real value. There's nominal value. The reality of African football now is a lot of work has to be done on refereeing. It's not that it's totally bad, but we are nowhere near where we should be.
The boys, the guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Guys who represent
Let's
us
say
at
the
FIFA
truth
competition
the way
are
it should be
actually-
said.
You don't use Nigerian Premier League to judge African.
Nobody is talking about Premier League.
Then how
alone.
many leagues in Africa have you watched that the referees are actually bad?
I watch
Which
African
league is that?
qualifiers. We are
Which
not
league?
talking about African.
How many
leagues here.
African qualifiers have you seen that referees were actually attacked?
I've seen
Which game was that?
different, not attacked. Now,
So
listen,
that is-
you are confusing the
I'm
argument.
not confusing
You are
it.
confusing
I'm
the
not
argument.
confusing
There's
it.
a
The top guys are actually
listen,
good at
listen. You can't say beating
Abana.
referee. Beating the referee has nothing to do with officiating.
So which match have you
Now
seen?
wait,
How many, what's
what
the ratio- what's
we are
the ratio
talking
of
about
matches?
referee scores. We are not talking about beating. How you maltreat referee is different. Referee scores,
You hear me?
like the decision-making
We have
process.
good referees in Africa.
I'm not saying we don't have good,
referees.
but most. Look
Yeah,
at you.
can't
We
say-
are
you
putting
can't say
it
most.
in
You can't say most.
percentage.
You can't say most.
You are not getting it.
Okay.
You are
Give me-
arguing based
give me
on.
4 referees
You are.
in
You are. You are
Africa. Name 4 bad referees in Africa.
Listen. You are raising the conversation from
Give me 4 referees
the
in Africa that
patriotic
actually
angle.
know. It's not patriotic
I'm also
angle. It's not
patriotic about
it's not
Africa,
patriotic angle.
but our
No,
officiating is nowhere near.
This is slanderous.
Wait, listen,
You are telling me you
listen.
have- you tell me
Do you
something.
know that World Cup qualifier leading to 2018, the referee that officiated the game between South Africa and was it Ghana or thereabout?
In Ghana.
What happened to him?
He called off the game before the regulation time. But he
And-
was suspended.
Good.
So what are you not telling
Wait.
me? Wait.
Now,
how many?
listen to what I'm
I gave
saying.
you 5 good referees in Africa. Now, can you give me 5 bad referees in Africa?
Let me expand the point I'm saying, because it's like we are talking from 2 different angles.
All right, before you continue, let me quickly give an update of the match that we are watching. Nigeria versus Sierra Leone. It is the 59th minute, and let me quickly read out the statistics for you. Sierra Leone has taken ball possession 54%, while Nigeria has 46%. Goal attempt for Nigeria is 9 for Nigeria and 3 for Sierra Leone, and shot on goal 5 for Nigeria and 2 for Sierra Leone. Corner kick 2 for Nigeria and 3 for Sierra Leone. Yellow card 1 for Nigeria and none for Sierra Leone, and that is the situation. And it is 2-1, 2 goals to Nigeria and 1 to Sierra Leone. Those 2 goals were scored by Victor Osimhen at the 19th minute and the 32nd minute. So right now the match is still hot, and you can see the pressure Nigerians are giving.
Nigerian boys,
Yeah.
2 goalkeepers actually going there to actually have a little jog. Adebayo is actually down, but I expect him to actually be back up to continue these games. Sorry.
And if you can see the stadium is getting fuller and fuller over the time. It was the number of spectators in the stadium. It was not like when the match started. You can see the number that came in as the match was being played. I think that is a good thing for the Super Eagles, because I know they are going to have a greater percentage of the supporters in Liberia. So, Yemi, you are saying something. So, can you continue what we are saying before we go to the next topic?
You know, the conversation is simple. This is not a slander. Neither is it painting anybody in a bad picture. But we have to say things the way it is. What I really see, mainly in Africa, mostly to me, personal opinion, is that sometimes we tend to be patriotic. Many times, and forget to say the truth. Now, the thing is, we watch Premier League games that referee make mistakes. We watch games all over the world that referee make mistakes. But despite that, can you compare the officiating level in European football with African football? Can you really compare it? Now, what is the result we are looking for? Are we close to that result? Are we close to where we are going to? The answer is no. We are not close to that place.
That is to you. You're putting it in that context, that to you.
Yes, I'll say my personal opinion.
Papa Gazaba will stand.
You are mentioning one referee. We are not talking about one man.
FIFA won't come and pick 20 referees from Africa to the World Cup. It's not going to happen. There's quota for everything. You don't just say it like
now you are talking about coefficient.
Yes, there's
now when we talk about coefficient, what is the basis for coefficient?
How many South American referees?
Listen, what is the basis for coefficient?
How many South
Answer the question. Because the basis for coefficient is performance. The basis for coefficient is performance. Even in CAF Confederations Cup, CAF Champions League, Nigeria, there was a time we lost one slot. It is based on performance. It is as simple as I go and check. There's Google in front of you.
It's not based on. It's where it comes to referee. When it comes to referee, it's not even about FIFA. When it comes to referee, I think it's you who need to really go and check how FIFA actually come about referees. How many referees? I asked a question. How many referees from South American leagues comes to the FIFA World Cup? How many referees from Asia comes to the FIFA World Cup? You can't use Europe alone as a judging center for Africa. We have good numbers of guys who are going to the FIFA World Cup. Is that how it has been before?
You can't.
Papa Gazamba will stand. We have Victor Gomez will stand any day to ref anywhere in the FIFA game without looking pressure.
You are just mentioning one and two. In the whole of Africa,
how many
two
confederation teams? How many teams from Africa goes to the FIFA World Cup?
Good. Why is it that way? Because of coefficient.
No, it's not because coefficient is not the reason for FIFA World Cup.
Slot.
It's not because.
Okay,
coefficient hasn't been the reason for that slot. It has always been like that. Africa used to have 5. It hasn't been coefficient. You are going to need to do that.
In the world,
in
world football,
when it comes to FIFA World Cup, it has always been 5 for Africa.
What led to the number 5? Wait,
it wasn't. You don't need to Google that.
All right. Let me quickly come in this argument. To me, my personal view on this issue. I know those days, and Nigerian and African referee used to be they were not good enough. But these days, it's like they have trained themselves. They are meeting up. I mean, in fact, some of them have met up. You understand? Some of them have met up
to the standard of Nigerian referees are meeting up to the standards of assistant referee.
Yeah,
that is where you have Nigerian referees in Africa. We've not grown to that criteria of having a Nigerian as a central referee.
Yeah.
Because we know the number of criticisms.
But yeah, my own personal view is that they have greatly improved to what they used to be those days.
Did I say they didn't improve?
Yeah.
I only said where we are is very far.
It's not far
from where we should be.
It's not far.
Now, if you check now, even top 10, 15 referees in the world, you won't find one African. This is what we see.
All right, let's quickly talk about the match. Let's talk about the match. The match is going on. It is the 64th minute, 65th minute, and it is 3-2-1. What do you have to say, Yemi, this second half? Can you just quickly, tell the fans what you have observed in this second half? What Nigeria is playing? Probably they have relaxed, or probably they are putting more effort, or maybe they felt that they have already won the match?
So far this second half, Sierra Leone has been the better side. But maybe Nigeria will actually pop up. Because it seems they are tilting towards not conceding a goal and trying to hit Sierra Leone on the counter. That's not bad actually. Because right now Sierra Leone will be fighting to get back into the game. And that can create an avenue for Nigeria to exploit. So if they can exploit it well and stick together at the back, and even 2-1 is a good victory. So I don't expect them to go all out this second half, but I expect them to create chances and take those chances.
All right, let's quickly look at the substitution, the bench of Sierra Leone. We have Ba Kamara. This Ba Kamara scored 2 goals against Nigeria in the match when Nigeria played 4-4. He scored 2 goals. He scored a brace.
He was even celebrated back in their country after that game.
Okay, after that game. All right, he's in the bench. He has not come in yet. Probably he's going to come back and recognize. And we have Kauka, we have Conte, we have Forna, Francis, Kamara D, Kamara M, Kamara M, N. Everybody want to be a Kamara in Sierra Leone. Then we have Kanu L, not Kanu Wankwo. They have Kanu L. Then we have Kome A, Michael R, and Sase SS. Not the Sase, not the goalkeeper, but this time Sase XS. So, can you quickly respond to the bench of Sierra Leone?
Well, not too much to advise about our bench, but these are players who are not really that much recognized. So I can't really give my opinion on that on the bench. But the ref is the coach has actually been a good coach in this game. We've really seen taking the Nigerian guys game for game. It's not looking like these guys are more professional or they play in a bigger league than our player. They've actually matched Nigeria in the second half. So he knows what he wants, he knows what he's going to do in the second half, and we can see Nigeria actually going to make 2 changes in this game already. 2 players are actually coming in, and since Sierra Leone will also be making substitution in this game. So not really much. It's just about Nigeria just trying to get that goal, because it's looking like a game that it's a game like if Sierra Leone should actually see one more clear chance like they saw in the first half, they'll get the second goal also in this game.
All right, we'll get the second goal. And let's quickly look at the bench of the Nigerian side. We have Pogboma, Awoniyi, Basse, Duro, Ihan Nacho, Lukman, Musa Ahmed, Wanchuku, Divine, Ojo, that's the goalkeeper. Then Onyeka, then Sochima, then Trust Ekon. That is the bench of Nigeria. Can you quickly respond to that?
The bench is just, for me, personal opinion, an average bench. But with the guys on the field, I think we should have enough arsenal to take these games to the cleaners. And if we can introduce, maybe renew the blood up front, bringing in Taiwo Awoniyi. And maybe Onyeka too can come and do some job in the midfield.
Is part of the 2 coming in right now for Nigeria.
Apart from that, I think for me, we don't really need to attack much. We just need to keep it tight in the defense and the midfield.
All right, we need to keep it tight in the defense. We have not really seen the call up from the MPFL, the players, the 4 players called up. We've not seen any of them in action. So will you be expecting none of them to play today? One of them or 2?
It's 78th. We are approaching the 78th minute, and I think that is where he wants to be taking those those risky chances. So we might not really see any of the MPFL guys coming to the game, because you look at it, Divine Wanchuku is a midfielder. He's an attacking midfielder. As an experienced coach, you want to take out what's it called? Iwobi for a 20-year-old Wanchuku to come and make up his debut when you are still in a game where it's the tight game where you are still leading 2-1. Then you have to look at Duru.
That's a terrible
who is the left back. You also want to take your experienced left back, talking about a player like Saidu, to bring Duru into the game. When we're seeing the substitution, that is Kelechi Iheanacho also looking like it's coming in for Nigeria. Yes, these are the changes I expect him to make, talking about attacking players coming into this game. So let's see how much we can go into this game. If I expect us to score more goals. Yes, Aribo is going out. That is the right substitution, because we've not really seen much of him. He's so looking that much rustiness we're seeing in this game. And this Onyeka coming in, I think he should actually be playing with what's it called, with Ndidi in a double pivot role right now and take more pressure away from Ndidi in this game.
And who is this?
I think that's Akpaguma.
Akpaguma, he look like a biracial person. It's like
mixed breed.
Because we have had so much of them in Nigeria.
Yes, that's Akpaguma. He's a German Nigerian.
German Nigeria. We've had so many of them. We have the Ruben Obola, Osaze, Trust Elcon. We have so many of them.
You can see Kelechi Iheanacho also coming into the game. So let's see what they can actually, maybe they can bring new fresh air into this game. Because we actually need that. We've not really seen much from Nigeria. It has actually been Sierra Leone for the past 20 minutes or so in the second half.
All right, we've seen Senior Man is in and Onyeka also in. Let's see what they're going to do. Let's see what flavor they will bring into the Super Eagles squad right now. As it stands, it's the 71st minute of the match, and it is 2-1 in favor of Nigeria. So, Mr. Chego, can you quickly tell us some of the Nigerian players and how they fare in their club side, how well they perform?
Well, some players have actually performed very well. We've seen Victor Osimhen. He was the scorer at Syria, so I think that's a fantastic role for him. And he actually won the league also. What's it called? Chukwueze also had a fantastic season with Villarreal, where he won the African Best Player in La Liga. Saidu also went home with trophy with his club. Talking about FC Porto, we saw the goalkeeper talking about Ojo Olorunleke. He won the Super 8 and the Nigerian Professional Football League with Eyimba. Some players have not had it bad. They've not had it good in their clubs. Talking about players like Iheanacho, Ndidi, who relegated with their club. Awoni had a fantastic season with with Brentford. Nottingham Forest, where he scored 9 goals in EPL. That's a good return for him in his first season in EPL. So a good number of good players. Yes, it can't be everybody being on the good side, but it's a fantastic squad. This is a good squad for Nigeria. It's just about how much they gel together and how well we take our chances. That's what we've really lacked. I was talking about a team as good as Super Eagles. We have what it takes to win the Afcon. On a good day, they have what it takes to win the Afcon. This is a good selection. And this is not even our very best selection. There's still a lot of players that can actually make it into this team. We talked about players like Gift Urban, who are expected to be in this team. We talked about players like Victor Boniface, who had a fantastic season, one of the very best players in the Europa League. We have, Chuba Akpom, who was the highest scorer in the championship, who can actually bring more fresh air and fresh breath into this team. So going into the Afcon, I think we'll actually have a very good squad, permitting if the technical team of the NFF allows the coach a free hand to select his team.
A free hand to select his team. That's the selection of the players now brought us to Jose Pesero bringing in Ahmed Musa. During the week, during the press interview, I think he defended himself. He said they were asking him, why did you bring Ahmed Musa? And he referred Nigeria back to 2013. He said Ahmed Musa was one of the architects of Nigeria winning that 2013. I'm coming. Let me land. He said he was one of the architects that made Nigeria win that Afcon, and that Nigeria, whether you like it or not, Ahmed Musa is one of the best players Nigeria has ever produced, and that he sees him as one who can fit to his team. Can you quickly respond to that?
Clubless Ahmed Musa. Don't forget. Clubless Ahmed Musa.
The issue here is I get them before.
Let me property.
And when you start picking team, because that's simply sentiment. It's simply when you start picking your team based on sentiment, there will be problem. So, and I still think that you can't be sentimental when it comes to the heart of Nigerians, because we know how football makes Nigerians happy. And it starts with the squad that you pick. How will you be picking a clubless player? a player that is quarter to retirement?
That's an abuse to players.
That's an insult to Nigeria. Not just players informed, it's an insult to Nigeria as a whole. Because we have over 200 million people, and you say a guy that is called clubless, a guy, yes, he has done something in the past. Yes, he has. We agree.
Maybe she
But that past,
maybe she can bring John Mikel
even that past, what did he actually do? Let's put it into perspective.
Still living on that 2 goals he scored against
in the World Cup.
Argentina.
Did we even progress?
We didn't progress, but that is what he's still living on.
The 2013 World Cup that we won, personally,
Afcon.
the 2013 Afcon that we won. Sorry.
By the grace of God, you have prophesied. Yemi has prophesied. Nigeria is going to win the World Cup.
Prophecy don't win World Cup. Hard work will win World Cup. So the 2013 Afcon that we won, which I still believe was just like maybe a spirit or something invade their camp. Not really a product of hard work. We have to give it. We cannot take anything away from them. But they grew. We qualified from the drawing board. Do you remember? The tension was high.
We are very
high.
We
need to win this last group game. We need to win. You remember?
Zambia.
And who would have thought that we struggle from the group and we go on to win the trophy?
I think they started believing in himself.
Yes.
One who defeated
Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
So that's why I said a spirit just invaded their camp. And the belief just came up. And they started doing it till they got the trophy. But we need a Nigerian football structure that we have a direction. The national team, we have a way they want to play. They have the kind of coaches they will call. They know their talent and study our strength and play to our strength than weakness. Now today we are playing for 4-2. Last game 4-3-3, 4-5-1. You don't know what Nigeria is actually meant for. What is the football direction we are going to? We don't know.
All right. It's like we are having a caller on the line. Hello.
Hello.
All right. This is Premier Sport Fan Center. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Ben.
Oh, Ben. Yeah, our regular caller. How do you do today?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right. I am Mobodo Ibo. Mobodo Ibo is good, right? All right. All right. I hope you are watching the match.
No, unfortunately, there's no channel showing it here. So we are actually depending on you guys' analysis right now.
All right. Right now it is the 78th minute into the second half, and it is Nigeria who is leading 2-1. 2-1. Those 2 goals were scored by Osimhen. I'm giving him a new name today: the African goal machine, the Allard of Africa. All right. So what do you have to say about the match? What do you have to say about the match? And what do you have to say about what we are saying? Because you say you are not watching the match, but you have been listening to us. What do you have to say?
Yeah, actually, well, I'm not.
Sorry about that. Sorry about Nigeria almost scored.
Yeah, I feel so bad that we're not watching it, but at least it's good that we're getting an update from you guys.
All right, good.
I think Nigeria have what it takes to win the game. We have a whole lot of players that can compare. Outside.
Right.
Internationally, we have a lot of players in the Premier League and the championships and
La Liga, Syria.
And many. So we have so many. I think we have what it takes. So far, I think Nigeria have a better player than most of African countries.
Yeah. Right now, Nigeria don't have any excuse to say they didn't qualify for the Afcon, because right now, as it stands now, Osimhen look as one of the best African players, and that award should be, at least, he should be smelling that award. He should be smelling it. It's very close to it. Very, very. I'm not saying he will get it, but I'm only saying it's very, very close to it. And if he wants to be one of the African best, he have to qualify Nigeria for the AFCON and also win it.
He's never qualified. If I will ask Mr. Ben,
all right.
If you look at the performance in Europe for the past
I think he's doing well. I understand that Chelsea are trying to sign him. I hope he's not going to go to Chelsea and then he's going to drop.
No. It's not going to drop.
You should stay away from England. You should stay away from England. Chelsea of all clubs. You should stay away from Chelsea.
But the thing is that if you look at most of the people,
Awoni is just coming.
yeah, we can see it's a substitution now. Awoni is coming in. If you look at most of the people Chelsea pointing to buy right now,
This is what we call support decks.
you know, most of them, and they are not really buying them. After some time, someone else, another club come and buy them. Chelsea is that serious because I don't think Chelsea even need more to buy much player. You know, as you talk about
Chelsea actually they need a good forward. That is for sure. They need a good forward. Right. They have players in other departments, but I think they need a forward. Somebody who is as sharp and smart like Osimhen.
All right, somebody like
now, but but I don't think they need so much.
All right, somebody like Osimhen, because right now Osimhen is one of the men of the moment, and right now he's doing Nigerian proud, and any moment, I think he's going to score an hat-trick if that
he has been substituted for Awoni.
Osimhen has just gone out and only he came in, so there is no hat-trick for him. So apart from Osimhen, which other player are you actually looking at?
I mean, Awoni is also a very good player himself. I think he plays for Nottingham Forest, right? Yeah. So I think he's a very good player himself, and hopefully he's able to because the 2-1 lead is not very guaranteed. If they have make it like 3-1, yeah, it's a little bit, will be at ease. But right now they'll be playing under tension because they don't want to lose. They don't want to draw.
All right, you have any question for him?
Mr. Ben, I'm not in support of that Osimhen coming to Chelsea. Please don't let your Chelsea dilute the
So
guy.
you use our Chelsea.
Mr. Ben, I hope you are hearing him. He said,
Is it Mr. Shegu that is talking?
yeah, Mr. Shegu.
Mr. Shegu, why are you doing bad better for us now? What are you doing?
Please don't let your Chelsea dilute the young
No,
man's
you
career.
say our Chelsea because I know you are a Chelsea fan.
You guys are trying to hijack Messi Mount from Chelsea. We are not saying no. We said just bring the money and come and carry him.
No, I'm in support of Osimhen staying back in Napoli, or he should go to a club like PSG, where he can get those goals. If he comes to Chelsea, there's problem.
No, Osimhen can actually perform in it. Osimhen can actually perform in it.
No, but see, I understand where Shegu is coming from.
I think he can perform in Chelsea. He is good.
Yeah, he can.
It's just that the coach. I think Chelsea has a problem which they need to address. If they have a forward, they don't really utilize the forward to its potential. They just keep him there and make everybody want to score. They don't use the forward.
Yeah, that's the big thing. That's why most strikers that came to Chelsea.
That's why they even want.
Sierra Leone have equalized. Sierra Leone have equalized, and that is a goal for Sierra Leone. What a goal! What a moment! At the 84th minute. Wow! Wow! That's a good one.
No, it's not a bad mouth. Truth no talk, say no talk.
And it is the number 7. The number 7
You can see the players. You can see it on their face. They are actually looking dejected, like against Sierra Leone. No, it shouldn't be happening.
So now we're about to go to.
Yeah.
Now we have to bring out that drawing.
But even with a draw, Nigeria have already qualified.
What is this?
There's an handball there.
Even with a draw, Nigeria have qualified.
Even the keeper.
That should be an handball.
We don't have to. Because we qualify something, going all the way is another thing. They can't make it clean. This is the problem.
In front of the ref.
They are leading, and then they just fall that.
It's terrible.
It's terrible from 2-0. This happened before. I said it was 4-0 and Sierra Leone equalized 4-4. Right now it's 2-0 and Sierra Leone also equalized.
You guys have bad mouths.
Sierra Leone and their Nigerian nightmare.
But we lost love.
Antecedents works in Nigerian football.
Yeah.
Mr. Ben,
How can Sierra Leone that is not up to aggregate be competing with Nigeria?
That's how terrible it is right now. That's how terrible it is. We need a whole lot of restructuring to do. We need to do it in Nigerian football. Honestly.
Wow.
A whole lot of restructuring.
This is not the Super Eagles I used to.
All right, Mr. Ben. Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
We're enjoying your company.
All right,
So what do you have to say to the Premier Sport Fan Center?
You said what?
I said, what do you have to say to Premier Sport Fan Center?
Always. Well, before I say what I want to say, Shegu, you better cool down. You are giving Chelsea too much.
And finally, I'm a Chelsea fan.
Okay. Now, to be frank, you guys are awesome. To be frank, you guys are doing a good job.
Right.
You know, the argument between Shegu and the Yemin is very constructive.
Good.
And you guys are trying to make your point. You know, we're just laughing here with my friends.
All right.
You know, so good job. And we're learning so much from you guys and everything. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ben.
sir.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
All right. Have a nice day.
All right.
All right. Bye.
There are so many arguments that I think me and Yemi are going to sit down. We are going to need like 1 hour. Settle lots of arguments.
All right.
We still have that of Nigerian Professional Football League. We'll still settle it one day.
Still settle
We have the referee one now. We are going to settle it. Probably when the the Women World Cup starts, we'll have the time. We'll have the chance to actually settle those type of arguments. Wow.
And you can
So
see.
it's not really looking good.
Oh, you can see the senior man cannot run. You can see the senior man chasing after the number 7 there, and it looked like his
That's how that
is growing are heavy and his legs and slap are heavy.
I'm very sure Pasero will actually be waiting for the final whistle right now. He's looking forward to the final whistle. And thank God our last game is against Sao Tome. So if you can't get a victory against Sao Tome, then there's problem.
But how comes? Let us quickly look at these Sierra Leoneans. Why is it that they always come from behind?
There's no always there.
There's no always.
There's nothing like always.
On that part. I think Pastor was the coach when they came back from 4-4-2.
No. It was the general.
Okay.
The thing is this: you have a pool of new talent. You need somebody to harness this talent and make them a team. To be candid with you, Fidelis Ilechukwu will do a better job than this Pesero.
Okay, then Pastor.
You just need
him to won't do good as Super Eagles coach.
You need somebody that will make them a team. You need somebody that will make them a team.
And you can see a free kick. And that is what a save from Adeleye. That is the best save. That's one of the best saves so far. I think it's beginning to prove himself.
No, he has actually proved himself in this game.
Those goals, there's nothing he could do more than what he did.
He has actually.
At least we have somebody. You know, see, mainly we make a mistake when we talk about goalkeeping. It's not just saves alone. How you coordinate your defenders, how you communicate with them, how you play the ball on the ground, how you set passes, how you relieve your team of pressure. You know, there are sometimes whereby the goalkeeper will read the game. You take the ball and you delay play. Let your player settle down. Set the ball to the right wing or left wing. They set it back to you. You play with them, play a little bit 1-2. The tempo of the game comes down. So when you look at this Adeleye, is one of these modern day goalkeeper, not the traditional type of goalkeeper. And we need somebody that understand modern day kind of football to make our team excel nowadays. We are playing now. If that explains why we went to face Portugal and we were hammered 4-0. You can't be playing like this against a modern day team. It will be terrible. And Nigerians derive a lot of pleasure from the national team, football national team. And what are we seeing today? Even our female national team now is now. It's just. All
right, Shegu, can you quickly analyze after the substitution? What have they brought to the table? What have they brought to the table?
I'm really disappointed in the attacking players that came into this game because I expected much from Awoni and Iheanacho. I've not really seen much from them. It wasn't even like when Sime and Chukwueze were there up front. And I have to fault Iwobi for that goal. he should be clearing off his line there, not just not kicking aimlessly.
Yeah.
So it's a fault of the players. The 2 goals we conceded in this game are actually the players' fault, and that's a chance.
Oh, what a miss from Anoini. That is the first attempt.
This is one of the
first attempt from Anoini.
Parcero actually be faulting his substitution. He got the substitution wrong. We knew where the problem was coming from. It was from the midfield. The midfield was looking so dead in the first half, and bringing another defensive-minded player in Onyeka hasn't done really much in this game. I think this guy should even be going out. Indeed, he should also be going out because that's another match rusty player in this game. And we can see five more minutes in this game for Nigeria to actually get a win if they're going to get one, or try to actually salvage this 1 point so they don't concede one more goal from Sierra Leone to make it look embarrassing, losing 3-2 to Sierra Leone. Because I expected a victory, a whitewash victory in this game. And playing 2-2 is actually a bad one. It's a bad one for us.
And the most annoying part is that I don't see Nacho doesn't have any business in this
Super Eagles. In the Super
Eagles. In fact, in the Super Eagles. Thank you. In the Super Eagles.
We need to just start getting players
how do we look at England? Look at England. You see Colwell is in the call-up. They pick players based on your current performance playing.
We talked about that when we talked about what's it called, Ahmed Musa. How a clubless player into the team.
It is.
That's Bassi, another defender coming in. I can't imagine Nigeria trying to defend against Sierra Leone.
What is this? Like,
and this is a coach earning $70,000 every month.
Taxpayers' money.
$70,000 a month.
Honestly, we need to start thinking of going to pick a coach based.
I want them to lose this game because I saw a news out lose against Sierra Leone and get sacked. So I think losing this game will actually.
In fact, this draw should be sacked. That's what I think. No. There are some things you should not take.
There's no how you want to justify not.
Another chance for Sierra Leone, but
no.
You can see.
You know, I said if they equalize 2-2, the pressure will shift. No, the pressure is on Nigeria. You should always avoid being in this position. You should avoid it. See, these things is not rocket science. When you pick 1+1, when you say, do things the way it should be done, you will get the result. When you boil water to a certain degree, it will make the kind of food you want. You not put a rice inside cold water, and you expect it to you finish cooking in the next 30-45 minutes. Are you not deceiving yourself? Now you need to do things the right way. You will get the same result when you apply the patterns and principles that things should be done with. It is so annoying that, for me personally, the NFF is not doing us a whole lot of good. Go out there, get us one of the best coaches. Not the coach that has been failing. If you check his track record, he has been coaching one seasons. Meaning, after one season, they sack him. After another season, that's terrible. Give us an home-based coach instead of bringing a mediocre. I don't want to use some words on here, but because I'm a Nigerian, I have to be passionate about my country. Yeah. You can't just be giving us heartbreak that we can predict. Because when he was coming, a lot of us has predicted that this guy is coming to do us no good. And it's playing out the way we predicted it. Not about bad vibes, but it's about saying the truth. Yeah. Venezuela. Go and check. If you see his form, it's like red uniform, red school uniform. Honestly, losses is red when they want to color.
I can't forgive Amaju Pinnick for this coach. I can't forgive him for it. It's a big blow. It's a big blow. It's a big blow for Nigerian football.
Do you know General?
But you know when another chance. Look at that. That would have been major. When Sierra Leone recognized 4-0 against Nigeria at Samuel Govinda Stadium in Benin, it was General that was the manager there.
No, if you look at General, General took us.
Hey, chance! What the goalkeeper? Senior man! Kelechi Iheanacho!
Offside.
There's an offside here. Wow.
And you can see what is the referee saying. Senior man, Kelechi Iheanacho. That should be a goal.
That's a good one. That's a good one from what's it called?
And it's a goal
from Taiwo Awoni.
There is no VAR to confirm whether it's a Whether it's offside.
No, it's not offside. The two of them beat the goalkeeper,
Ah.
so they are on the same line. So it's a goal.
Nigeria shouldn't be playing like this.
A goal for Nigeria in the 94th minute. 95th minute.
Let me be realistic and be honest. I would have preferred a draw so that they have a reason to sack this coach. It's the truth. Because
That's the reason to sack him. Nigeria shouldn't be struggling against Sierra Leone.
do you know if we are struggling against Sierra Leone? What will we be doing? That explains the international friendly against Algeria, why we lost. What will we be doing against Morocco?
We didn't just lose against Algeria. We played our professional players in the first friendly match against home-based Algeria team. We couldn't beat them. We played a full-time draw in that game.
I'll tell you.
Before the professional players, the international Algeria players now beat us again. So if we are struggling against a team like Sierra Leone, how are we to cope against
Morocco,
Northern Africa?
the fourth best team in the whole world. When you face them, Egypt. Football is not played on paper.
That's the final whistle.
And that is the final whistle. Congratulations to Nigeria. It was a tight one. It was a close one. Ian Acho scored the winning goal. The senior man as it is called. And you can see Ahmed Musa, you can see Ahmed Musa celebrating. Ahmed Musa actually responded to the critics that we are saying he was not supposed to be, because a lot of critics against Pesero for bringing him in. And he responded, you know what he said? He said, love me or hate me. You one day tell your children story about Ahmed Musa. How is it?
How it was Jinsheng that was not controllable. There was a reason he went to Leicester City. And Leicester City had to ship him out. Because when you have that kind of a pace and you don't have control over it, imagine an Mbappe without control on his pace. That would be terrible. You run faster than the ball.
I'm actually impressed with in this game
is the goalkeeper. Those two minute saves. I think if he can continue like this, we have a reliable goalkeeper that can hold his own.
The goalkeeper is actually reliable. It's actually good.
No, and actually, he is not really. I don't like the fact that any of the home-based player he invited did not even get a taste of the.
We don't get a taste. So why did we invite?
Like I said,
so why did we invite them?
No, it's not about why did we invite them. We have a lot of players on the bench.
A lot of players on the
It's about the pressure. I was expecting if we had kept that momentum in the first half, got into the second half, and got to a 4-1, maybe 4-1 lead, you would have seen maybe divine.
No, what I'm saying.
So,
let
me talk about this goalkeeper. But before we begin to say this goalkeeper is good enough, there is one thing he needs to do. He needs to know how to control his defense and talk to them. And communication.
His defense well in this game. The communication was
the communication was sweet.
Okay.
No, when you look at the goalkeeper, I was saying it earlier. Even Sheldon was saying it. The goalkeeper is on point.
The first goal came from the midfield.
What can he do? That was a run of play.
Run of play.
Against run of play. Even the second goal was against run of play. It was an outside hit.
Yes.
His defender should be doing better. There's no way he was going to shout.
The ball was well placed. And he had a good attempt. If you check the angles, his percentage of saving that ball is less than 20%.
If you've seen our first choice goalkeeper for the past 1 to 2 years, I think you appreciate this guy.
But in Nigeria, let's give him like 10 games test.
Okay.
And let's see. Because I spoke about second half. What did they do in the second half? If the second half was going to be the final result of the game, Sierra Leone would have won.
All right. Another thing again, Chukwueze said during the interview, press interview, he said, if I don't win a trophy for Nigeria, that means I will not be happy with myself.
All those ones, they are just trying to massage the fans.
Apart from the last 17 world in the senior team,
how do they want to win?
He's still 22 years old, so there's still a lot of games to play.
He still said he's 22 years old, so there's still a lot of time. Hopefully, yes. Yeah. So, but how do you want to win? Did they win by abracadabra or magic? You have to win on the field. There's VAR now. Yeah. So a lot of excesses will be cut off. So if you don't win your game on the field, this Sierra Leonean team I think Enyimba should be defeating this team. I'm not. I saw Enyimba versus Rivers United.
But see, like, I think from the local league, from the domestic league, we can see a lot of people, even Finidi George being the Enyimba coach, is now the goalkeeper. He's not the coach of the goalkeepers in the Super Eagles right now.
No. He's assistant coach in the Super Eagles.
Assistant coach, not goalkeeper.
Okay, he's the assistant coach. So that means he has been brought in. So I think there is a lot of.
He has always been in. He
has always been there.
Okay.
He has always been part there. Since they employed Ose Pesero, he has always been there. And to me, I just think Nigeria need to sit down and just plan, have a structural approach to your football. Not all this shock absorbing. Let him quickly take us to Nations Cup. After Nations Cup, you employ another interim to enter. No.
But you see, and like you said the other day, say Nigeria is a tournament team. It is when tournament comes around, you see them begin to invite players. Now, you see, before you see, you know, Egypt. When we talk about the African Cup of Nations, it is Egypt that has won it the most. They have won it 7 times. You know what I'm saying? And you know that is their domestic league. It's like they will bring everybody from their league to come and represent them. People just put like 3 foreign-based players, 4 players, and they are winning trophies.
Sir, if you look at this, Nigeria is a tournament team. Now Nigeria was a tournament team.
So what are they now?
Because the last Nations Cup, where were we eliminated?
After the second round, yeah.
Nations Cup, Nigeria, the average position we get to the round we get to semi-final.
And they were the only team that won all the group stage match. The 3 matches they won.
Yes, you can top your class.
It's not first time happening. It's happening in football. So
the thing is, Nigeria has now become was a tournament team. Now to reclaim that position of being a tournament team, you need to restructure your football. England was a tournament team. Now they have to go and do restructuring. Now they are back to being a tournament team. You need to restructure your football. The way you have been doing it, that fire brigade approach, it can't work in football again. Look at Morocco. Look at what they did. That's why you see that new coach. They brought him in before the World Cup, and he was able to silk into the team. Why? Because their football is based on structure, not one man. Structure is plug and play. A coach that can play 4-5-1, that can play on the ball. So when you remove one coach, you can easily bring another coach that can play in that structure. So it will not be like you are removing plug and plugging another one with the same capacity and the same intensity.
All right. I think the match has come to an end. I think Shegun, can you just in 1 minute quickly summarize the match? Summarize the match, what you like and what you observe as an individual. You know.
Well, not really like the ball from Nigeria. Luckily we got that labeled for a 3-2 victory against Sierra Leone. This is not the kind of football we actually know Nigeria to be playing. Not what we expect from the standard of these players. We're talking about a squad of over 300 million pounds player. We expect a lot, so I'm really disappointed with these guys. Not what I expected, but yeah, we've finally made it. We qualified for the Nations Cup, and I think that is one to actually celebrate. Hopefully, we'll go back to the drawing board and get the player. We'll get the squad good going to the Nations Cup. I think that is where our focus should be right now. South Tome, our last game, is actually not. It's not going to be a strong. It's not going to be a strong team. I think we should be able to get that victory against South Tome. So that is our next focus right now. Nations Cup.
All right, Yemi, can you quickly talk about it before we close?
In fact, a terrible performance. A terrible, when we started, the studios, we were excited. Now it's not tense because I can see that even the 3 of us were disappointed with the performance. Because, I was saying it jokingly in the first half, that this thing, based on antecedents, these guys burn out easily. That means match fitness is not available. Because when you are not match fit, when you play to 60, 70, your intensity will drop. And all those things, let's just hope that we do the right thing and get better.
All right, we hope that we'll do the right thing, but congratulations to Nigeria anyway. Nigeria have qualified for the Afcon 2024.
Yes.
And we say congratulations to them. I think for now, that is how far we can go for today's match. That is how far we can go. I think we have been able to do justice to the match. I think our viewers want to use this opportunity to thank our viewer for staying tuned with us,
yes.
And for calling in.
Without them, there's no us.
Without them, there is no us. For those calling in, sharing their views, and we are coming back. We'll be back very soon. This is not the end. This is not the end. the final of the UEFA Nations League, the match between Spain versus Croatia. You need to watch the semi-finals between Croatia and Netherlands and the match in Spain play. Oh, it was a cracker. We'll be back to cover that match live. So for now, it is goodbye from us. We'll be back in 7:45 to cover the final of the UEFA League, the UEFA Nations League.
8:45.
Yeah, for now.
8:45.
Yeah, for now it's bye from us and see you later.